What will you do to organize the Department of Education to deliver staff development more effectively to teachers?
Thank you, Alan. And professional learning is absolutely critical. In my experience, student achievement tends to trail professional learning. You've got to have high quality professional learning, and you will see, if you focus on it, you'll see the needle start moving in professional learning. You talk about how are we going to do that. First thing we have to give our teachers is the time to do so. 2/3 of the districts in our state are operating on less than 180 days that are required by state law because of the funding issues. The professional learning days were the first to go. We don't have the time, so we've got to find a way to provide our teachers the time. How do you do that? Well, we've got to use the RESAs. The Regional Educational Service Agencies, they are our best friend. They've got talent. They are close to the local districts, and they can help get the professional learning out there. So we have to support them, and we've got to have a symbiotic, hand-in-glove relationship where we are working together to help our teachers do a better job teaching. We've got to use the talent that we have in the state of Georgia in our teaching corps. There's plenty of talent out there. We can utilize the best practices across the state. We can archive those lessons. We can use GPB, and we have, to archive the lessons so that third-grade teachers can view it on their own time. The administrators can say, hey, let's look at questioning technique, for example. Those teachers can get together at their own convenience, look at the lesson, and then get together and talk about it. But we've got to utilize webinars. We've got to use archived professional learning activities, and we've got to use the talent we've got across the state in the teaching profession through the RESAs. Those teachers learn best from teachers, and they believe it when teachers are sharing the successes that they've got. We've got to get best practices from across the state and make them available to all of our teachers.
Thank you.
Again, as an individual who was in charge of staff development, I can and has seen some of the things that's coming out of DOE. I can assure you that most of the stuff that I've seen, if you suffer from insomnia, it's a good cure. Because one of the things we look at it as far as education is concerned, for a teacher, and it has to be purposeful, it has to be meaningful, it has to be sensible. It has to be relevant as far as what we use. And so many times in education, what we find out is that it's highly faddish. Today's fad is yesterday's news. And so we have to make sure that when we are planning for staff development, that it's long term. It is something that it will actually have relevance, as far as improving our education, improving the craft that we have. And part of the problem that we have up there is that you kind of go back to marketing. Anytime you have a delivery system, you make sure that that it's proven and tested. You field test it before you actually send it out to the customer base. And there's a reason why businesses do that. So that they can show relevance, so they can make sure that it's meaningful, that it is sensible. So I think that when we look at staff development, yes, we have lots of delivery systems, but as a teacher, if it doesn't meet a need, if it's something where I'm just going to sit for hours and hours and just be completely bored and waste my time, then we don't need it. And there's a lot of that out there. So we need to make sure whatever we offer has been proven, it has been tested, and it again has been seen by the people that are actually going to use it. Let's have some marketing up front. Let's make sure that it is sound. Make sure that it does not put us to sleep while we're sitting there watching it. So, we can do some things, add some business to it, make it smarter, make it better. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.